All right, welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. Let's take a look. So moving on right away to the front end, you got really nice daytime running LEDs like you see there. They've refreshed the front of the Palisade this year. It's kind of more boxy, more square. It used to be more round. Lots of chrome, but we don't mind it because it splits up the color, which is supposed to be burgundy, but I know it looks black. Also, car is super dirty right now. Don't fault me for that. Every single car wash is closed here in Quebec. We've had -40 weather, so I can't do a single thing about it, even if I wanted to. But anyways, let's take a look at the side profile. You have really nice, these side mirrors here that have the really nice turn signals on them. Really cool to have that. You can actually see them. I know a lot of cars you can't see them. Lots of chrome. You also have chrome on the door handles here. One touch lock and unlock. Very nice. Third row window. Very nice, very spacious. Really big car. You can see this car and you'll see the driving that it does drive like a bus, handles like a bus, but it's your perfect family hauler. Let's take a look at the back of the car where you have that nice Palisade writing and the H-track sign. There's no calligraphy badging, so people aren't going to know you have a calligraphy, but you have the H-track, so people know it's all-wheel drive, or people that know Hyundai has all-wheel drive and name it the H-track. That's what it is. Vertical headlights, nice. They haven't changed very much at all about the back of the car this year. You also have your rear view camera, but this isn't really the rear view camera. This is for the digital mirror, which we'll talk about when we're on the inside. This is the rear view camera. It's got a 360-degree camera in this thing, so you can see all around everywhere. Nice twin tip exhaust back there. Not a huge exhaust note, nothing to brag about, nothing to write home about, anything like that. 20-inch massive wheels. They do the job very well in the winter. All right, taking a look now at the trunk for the Palisade. Obviously, it's got the automatic open trunk. One touch. I'm looking at you, Mercedes. You don't have that. Plenty of room. It also has these buttons here that you can fold the seat down with just one touch, which is super nice. It'll fold down automatically. It's the same thing for the captain's chairs in the front, which is super nice to have on your Palisade. And as you can see, lots of room just with that one seat down. Under the hood of the Palisade, you have a 3.8-liter V6 that produces 292 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. Pretty good. This thing can go fast if you need it to. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the exterior. Let's take a look on the interior of the Palisade and see what that's got. So starting off with the rear of the car, let's take a look. Got that nice beige interior. Kind of looks white, but trust me, it's beige. So sliding on in here into the back of the Palisade, and you have your climate control here for the captain's chair here. Also got a third row that you can kind of fit, and I would recommend it to smaller people, children, stuff like that. Nice USB-C on the back of the chair here. Super nice to have. You also have 12 volt and a max 150 volt right down here on the bottom, and you can control everything from here. Nice vents, so everywhere there's 4 vents there, and right back there, where you can control and have all your venting needs. So if you're in the third row, well, you're going to be ventilated. Nice speakers all around, Harman Kardon sound system. Not too bad, not too great. But yeah, super comfortable to sit here in these captain chairs right behind the driver. Lots and lots of room, lots of headroom. Super nice to feel. I have gloves on, so I can't, but it's nice. I don't know if it's Alcantara or felt. You also got these peasant blockers in case you need them, because this car is worth $60,000. So the peasant blockers do help. Let's take a look now at the front of the car. All right, so in the front of the Palisade now, you got 2 massive screens here, same infotainment like you're used to seeing. You know, Hyundai, Kia haven't really updated that in years, but it works. It's very fluent. You also have something called passenger talk. So this is a 3-row. It is very big. So if I turn that on, well, now I can speak to the people in the rear through the speakers, and it's really nice if you don't want to have to scream at the back. So that's cool. Passenger talk is really nice to have. Let me just turn this off. There you go. So there's passenger talk. You also have dual zone automatic climate control controlled by this little screen down here. There's a little bit of glare, so I don't know how well you could see it, but you also have physical buttons if for whatever reason you don't want to use the touchscreen, but trust me, you will. The touchscreen's really nicely laid out. Nice matte black buttons. So these aren't going to get full of fingerprints. Like if you go with the beige interior, well, you might get full of fingerprints, but in this case, you're not going to because it's matte black. You also have this nice little dial here that you can change between your modes, drive modes, and different terrain modes as well. That's really cool. Heated and ventilated seats for the passenger and the driver, of course. Heated steering wheel, you know I love that. I've been complaining about it when they don't, but of course, $60,000, of course we have it. Gear selector is really Nice too, standard. We saw it on like the Sonata that I did on the channel too, so that's nice, but a little bit slow. So, you know, that is what it is, but it's not a huge deal. And you can see that this changes when I change the different drive modes. That's very cool. Little heads up display there. I don't know how well you can see it. I'll try to do a 3x. There you go. Oh, it's really blurry. Anyways, it is there. You have those as well. Nice door trims, really, really cool. I love the way they split up the color here. This interior is absolutely not boring, and I think even if you went with the black trim, you're absolutely not going to be bored. Plenty of storage that I have here, a bunch of stuff in there, plenty of storage here, plenty of storage underneath, lots of things. And then the thing that I love the most about this interior, that digital rear view mirror. If you pop it like this, oh look at that, I can see in the back, but if you pop it back on, boom, it's digital and it never gets dirty. I really haven't had any problems cleaning it, haven't had any issue. And you can also see like a wider field of view because it's outside of the car. You're not limited to what's inside the car, so that's really nice. The steering wheel feels really nice wrap. You got that two-tone here too, which is cool. It's a really, really nice place to be, a really nice place to drive. Really no complaints about it. I mean, there's, besides the sound system, Harman Kardon, a little bit on the bad side, a little bit on the tinny side. You can't really hear anything. I feel like I have to crank the volume up a lot just to be able to hear the music, but that's not really a big issue either. Tow mode, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds, so that's nice too. And everything in this car is just super well laid out, very comfortable. It also comes with something for the driver only, but I'll demonstrate it kind of on the passenger side here, where this bubble here, this lumbar support here will come out, and it's called back pain prevention. It feels maybe a little bit like a massage. They don't call it a massage, so I won't either, but it is something there. It activates on 30-minute intervals. It'll kind of push out and come back and push out and come back. Really cool feature, and I've actually left it on. I thought I would turn it off, but I didn't. I left it on. It's super nice. So yeah, there you go. There you have it, the interior of the 2023 Hyundai Palisade. Now, let me strap the GoPro on my forehead and we'll take it for a drive. All right, here we are on the road, 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Edition. So top of the line driving experience, top of the line everything. This is as high as it goes for the 2023, as you may well already know. Now, it is about, I don't know if you can see on the dash there, but my dash says minus 26. Well, in reality, with the wind chill at the time of filming, it is about minus 40. So you'll forgive me if everything is dirty here and not the greatest. I'm going to try to clean it, and only one side of it is working. So even my windshield washer is currently frozen. So there you go. That's what we're dealing with today. Unfortunately, I can't get it any better than what it is, and so we're just gonna go with it. So anyways, the big V6 in this car, well, it does allow me to be warm quickly. The engine warms up very fast. There's no issues there. Heated steering wheel, is it on? It isn't on. It turned itself off. It does that Hyundai timer thing with the heated steering wheel where it'll go after a while, but now it's on, so we're good. And heated seats are obviously on, of course, because it's absolutely freezing outside. And for the most part, you don't notice it in this car. You've got this nice here, like we mentioned, we have this nice 2 touchscreen thing that we can control climate with. So my climate is at a 23.5, and we are sitting very, very comfortable in the winter. Now, as far as how it drives, well, I've only been driving in, you know, the worst conditions possible. So snow and everything else, I can pop this car into its snow mode and we'll have no problem at all. I can pop this car into basically any mode for sand or mud, and the 4-wheel drive handles it fantastically, which is really, really nice. And as you can see, the blind spot monitoring camera thing is in full effect, and it's really nice. It's one of those things that you just get with the Calligraphy model. So why not take that? The camera's super fun, super nice to use. It impresses the passengers as well, which, I mean, is never a complaint, right? And you also have this digital rear view mirror, which is the greatest thing in the world, because the windshield in the back can be completely full of snow. Obviously clean your back windshields, people, but if for whatever reason I can't get it off and I'm in a hurry, well, it's not the biggest deal in the world because digital. So that's really nice to have. Overall, it's just a really, really good ride in the winter. I've been driving through ice, snow, and whatever, and it's kind of handled everything like you'd expect a top-of-the-line Hyundai SUV to do. It actually handles, and not handles, but it actually drives and feels like, when you're driving in it, a $60,000 SUV, and maybe even more than that. This thing is loaded with so many features that you could probably push it above the $60,000 $60,000 mark, sorry, it's kind of nuts. The fact that you're getting so much for so little in terms of what this SUV is or what this SUV wants to be, that's really cool. I think if I was to sit in this SUV and just test drive it without knowing the price, I'd guess the price at much higher than $60,000. So it's impressive that Hyundai's been able to get to that price point. Now we do have quite a few drive modes. We have, like I said, all your different types of terrain modes, but you also have your comfort, your sport, and your smart mode, and you also have your eco mode, which I've been primarily in. Driving in eco mode almost all the time in absolutely freezing cold weather. Well, let's talk about the fuel economy. I have gotten about 13.3 liters per 100 kilometers, which is about what I was expecting, maybe a little bit more because of the cold, so that sucks. But what can you do? It is winter. We cannot control what happens there. So in terms of that, I give that a complete pass. It's exactly what I expected. So that's fine. We can also pop the car quickly into sport mode here. I don't know how fast it's going to go because, like I said, it is about -40 on the outside, although we're comfortable in here. But there's a FedEx truck in front of me who is going to probably get in the way. So just give me a second. I'm going to slow down here. Nobody's behind me. Roads are safe. Just a lot of salt, which is why I have to film things a little bit out of order this week, because the roads are absolutely disgusting and full of whatever. So here, let me just slam the brakes here a little bit and punch it in the cold. Here we go. Wow, yeah, see that? It can definitely rip. I mean, I'm kind of low on gas a bit too there, but it can definitely rip if you ask it to. I'm gonna pop back over to eco, so it's a little bit quiet. The engine noise, I don't think that's pumped in. It doesn't sound like it. That all sounds like it's coming right from the engine and from the exhaust, which is nice. We know Hyundai knows how to tune an exhaust from their end products. No problem there. So there's a lot of heavy uplift, a little bit of torque as well. 298 horsepower, like we said, is pretty good for what this car is. Heavy SUV that can kind of rip, but you gotta give it to it. It can kind of rip. That V6 can kind of pull. So there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but we also have a heads-up display that is just simple, and it just simply works. It's not like that kind of cheaper thing that you kind of see rise out of the dashboard that's kind of like a piece of plastic that's more distracting than helpful. This is kind of projected onto the windshield here, so that's much better and much easier to read, and it's just simple. It just shows me my speed, or if I have a phone call coming in, it'll show me who's calling, or when I change track on my Apple CarPlay, it will switch as well, which is nice. Of course, you have your standard stuff like your cruise control, your different things where you can have your lane keep assist and have the car kind of drive for itself. It does that really well, but obviously it's not at the level of like the car we just saw pass us, the Tesla. It's not at that level, but for the price point you take it, it's going to be absolutely excellent on the roads if you're doing a road trip. And even in the winter, it does see the lines quite well. I didn't really get any warnings about it. Probably the most annoying feature on this car, but it's also a helpful feature, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword, is I have this like parking sensor button here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I have this parking sensor button that should be able to turn on or off my parking sensors. Well, since I'm in the winter and there's a front camera in this car, and stuff naturally, because it's winter, it's disgusting out here and I can't wait till it's over, naturally stuff gets stuck to the front of the bumper, and naturally stuff gets stuck on the sensors. So there's no ability to clean the sensors when I clean the windshield, so it gets stuck there and it gets caked there like it does in the winter. So whenever you come to a stop and there's something stuck to the front bumper, well, your parking assist goes off, right? And it's like, so I'm in traffic and it thinks I'm trying to park, or if I'm slowing down for a stop sign, it thinks I'm trying to park because it detects what it thinks to be as an object between me and whatever. So it goes on and it does this really loud beeping noise as if I'm too close to something. So I turn it off, right? And it's off. Then I start rolling again. I start driving again. Oh, look, and I have to slow down one more time. Boom, it comes back on again. It's like kind of the most annoying thing. It's like you don't want it on because there's something stuck, so I want to turn the parking sensors off for right now until I have a chance to clean it. Nah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You press that button, it'll only go off until you come to a slowdown again, and then it turns itself back on and starts screeching at you like nobody's business. So just keep that in mind, that you're gonna have to keep pressing that button if you have the calligraphy and all these parking sensors, and if you drive in a winter climate. That's the thing about a Hyundai. There's just some features that I'm like, did you not expect us to be driving these cars in Canada? Because we do. We drive a lot of them in Canada, and it'd be nice to have some cool features that helped us, like washing the front sensors or something. This car's interior, just in general, like we said in the intro, is just so nice. The white could be seen as hard to keep clean, but it is really nice if you're in the price point for it. Maybe you don't have kids, maybe you're just going to be committed to cleaning, and you do, and you know you're going to clean the white interior to your heart's content. Well, then that's perfectly fine, and it's a great choice. It's also got this suede on all the pillars and the roof and everything. It also, I feel like it helps with the cabin isolation. Like, you don't hear a lot of noise, a lot of road noise on the highway or anything. You can hear the sound system, although it is very dull. I feel like they took, like we saw last week, we had the Kia Soul, so I feel like they took that sound system and then just popped it into this one, but it's a different size of car, so the sound doesn't travel as well, and I just feel like the Harman Kardon sound system isn't great, but the sound isolation in this car helps, and this stuff is just nice to touch. It's trust me, it never gets old. It's so soft and nice. It's like, oh wow. And that's what I'm saying, when it comes to the premium feel, you really do get that in this car, and that's really nice to have. Just overall in general, this car isn't something that's going to blow your socks off in terms of performance. It's not meant to. It drives like a bus. It handles a bit like a bus too. It's going to put you to sleep in the best way possible. So it's so comfortable to drive. The steering wheel, there's not a lot of feedback. You're not really concerned. It's got a nice little back massager after 30 minutes. We call it a back massager, but it's not really. It's the lumbar support. It helps with your back pain. So it's like, good luck going on long road trips and trying not to fall asleep in this car. Good luck, because it's that comfortable, it's that good, and that's the greatest thing. I mean, you don't necessarily want cars to put you to sleep, because that's dangerous, but I mean that in the nicest way possible and in the best way possible for a Hyundai. This car, try not to fall asleep, but that's good. But I think I'll go ahead and end it off right there for the driving part of this video and for this video as a whole. If you're in the market for a Hyundai Palisade, let me know in the comments what you're looking at. Let me know what you think of the calligraphy. Would you consider it? Are you considering it? Is it too much money for you? Do you feel like maybe you don't get as much features as you would want out of the calligraphy? Let me know everything. Thanks so much for, I think I'm at like 162 subscribers now, so thank you so much for that. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, you hit that bell notification so that every time I get a new car, I am booked about it's getting busy now, so I've got cars pretty much every week for the next 2 months for you guys. So it's gonna get heated, and we're gonna get going on this channel for real. I'm gonna bring you guys all different types of cars, and we're gonna drive them in no matter what weather. I'm always here. I am dedicated, and I want to help you make the maybe second to third biggest purchase of your life. So let me know what you think. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.